Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which will be the 11th of May. After just over a fortnight since our last meeting here in Darwin, and with so many horses from the top end racing in Alice Springs during the carnival, only a 4-race card has been assembled this week, with the benchmark 76 1200 metres being deleted due to a lack of entries. Speaking of Alice Springs, many congratulations to all the winners over the carnival, especially the connections of Alice Springs Cup winner Lyda, trained by Michael Hickmott and ridden by Darwin-born apprentice Zach Spain. And of course, Neat Feet, trained by Gary Clark and Kim Gladwin, gained the perfect retirement send-off when taking out the Pioneer Sprint. Speaking of the Alice Springs Cup, here's a look at the closing stages.
And it's Savatu XL, this 3-year-old, looking for 7 on the trot. It's almost even money. It's half a length in front of Kifar. Third there in the run was Downhearted. It gives the leader about 3 lengths here at the 500. Then came Leader, who's improving around horses at a great deal of speed. They get to the 400-metre marker now. Savatu XL's heading into unknown territory. Leader goes up to it now. Downhearted's also contending, and the outsider Lake Jackson pulls out alongside Electric Crimson in the run, looking for inside runs as Siren 4 aboard Flow Meter as they get to the 150. It's Leader out in front. Zach Spain, the winds have eluded him all day, and Leader pulls clear here for the Spain train. Michael Hickmott gets his first Alice Cup. He takes it out here by about 8 lengths on Lake Jackson. Third was Savatu XL. Downhearted was next. Then came Flow Meter. Following that in the run there was Electric Crimson, the wild side. Ash Gray used a bit too much petrol too early. Unfortunately, the defending champ couldn't get it done this year. Behind them.
Now Alice is done and dusted. All roads lead to Darwin for the carnival, which gets underway here in just under 2 months' time. And believe me, it'll come around very quickly. A total of 27 horses are engaged to race in Darwin this coming Saturday, with a couple of 5-horse affairs and a couple of each-way betting events. The first race gets underway at the mid-afternoon time of 3:12 p.m. Northern Territory time, and is the Magic Millions handicap. It's the 0 to 70 over 1600 metres, and my numbers in the first are 1, 2, 3 and 5. Number 1 on top for me here, Metallic Crown, from the Gary Clark stable, Brendan Davis aboard. He has yet to win over this trip of 1600 metres, but I think he gets his chance on Saturday. His last couple of runs have been good. He was 4th last time out to Captain Apollo over 1300. The start before he was 3rd behind Mazzaro over the 1600, and carrying the 60 kilograms in this small field, I think this is his opportunity. So number 1 on top for me, ahead of number 2, Hammered Art, the Carl Spry trained galloper, to be ridden this week by Matthew Hart as Carl takes a bit of a holiday in Asia. Hammered Art was second last time up over 1300 behind Captain Apollo. The mile suits him well, and he'll be hitting the line strongly for sure. In for third, number 3, Taciturn from the Clark stable again. Barry Huppett's aboard. Taciturn races well over this trip of 1600 metres. Was a winner 2 starts back at 1300. Another one right in the mix here. And my 4th selection, number 5, Strategic Journey. Those numbers 1, 2, 3 and 5. The second is the Ascend Sales Trophies Handicap. It's the benchmark 54, and it's over 1200 metres. My numbers here 1, 5, 4 and 2. Going with the impressive last start winner Lavardis from the Phil Cole stable. Jared Todd, as per normal, takes the mount here. He's only had the 4 runs, this horse, but he's done absolutely nothing wrong. A second, 2/3, and then that last start win was very good. He beat Frenula easily over 1300 metres. Drops back in trip a little bit by 100 metres, but I don't think it'll worry him. And I've got him on top to make it 2 in a row. Number 1, Lavardis for me. Ahead of number 5, a Divisional from the Gary Clark stable. Brendan Davis aboard. He won 2 starts back over 1300, and then last time out finished 3rd to Lavardis. But there's a 2.5 kilogram turnaround in the weights for that 3.2 length defeat last time, and I think Divisional will race very well again. Whether he can turn the tables on Lavardis remains to be seen. In for third, number 4, the impressive last start winner Choice Approach, giving Tommy Harrower his first win as a trainer. So well done to Tom. Kayla Cross again takes the mount, and such was the impressive nature of Choice Approach's win last time. He should be very hard to beat again. And in for 4th, number 2, the consistent Compere. My numbers 1, 5, 4 and 2. The third of the four, the Mrs. Max Handicap. It's for the 0 to 64 sprinters and it's over the 1100. Going here up the top of the page again, 1, 2, 4 and 5. Number 1, Dancer's Kin for me from the David Bates team. Brendan Davis, he looks in for a pretty fair day, does Brendan. And Dancer's Kin had his first run, he is a gelding, his first run on the track here on the 25th of April. Finished a very good third on that occasion, narrowly beaten Jess Philpott Road on that occasion, and she dropped a whip at about the 200 metre mark. Otherwise, he may well have finished a lot closer. I've got him on top this time, carrying 60 kilos. It's a bit of an impost and he's not a big horse, but we'll put him on top. To beat number 2, the very much in-form and Sinner from the Carl Spry stable. Matty Hart goes on here with Carl away, as we mentioned earlier. 3 wins and a fourth from his last 4 starts, and Sinner, and he was hugely impressive last time, so he's the obvious danger to the top weight. In for third, number 4, Carmen Aaron from the Gary Lafoe Jr. Rather stable, Gary Lafoe Jr. stable, Vanessa Arnott aboard. A good last start winner. And in for fourth, number 5, Son of a Fling. 1, 2, 4 and 5 in the third. And the last of the day, the Tox-free Trobus Maiden. It goes at 5 to 5 NT time. It's over 1100. My numbers here, 2, 3, 8 and 5. Number 2 on top for me, Patriot Day. Brendan Davis in the saddle, Gary Clark the trainer. 2 starts in Darwin for a third and then a second last time out, beaten the nose by Awesome Mo. Knocking on the door, gets his chance here, should win. Number 2, Patriot Day on top. To beat number 3, Dunkirk, a newcomer to Darwin in the David Bates team. Kayla Cross aboard. Pretty fair form in the southern states, predominantly Adelaide. 3 starts down there and 3 placings. First start in Darwin on the dirt. Prefer to have a watch, but should race well. In for third, number 8, and that's Caitlin's Angel, racing consistently for Phil Cole and Jared Todd. My fourth selection, the Barry Huppett's ridden number 5, Josiah, trained by Chris Pollard. 2, 3, 8 and 5 in the last. The best bet of the day comes up in the last, race 4, number 2, Patriot Day. On his 2 runs so far in Darwin, he should just be winning. So race 4, number 2, Patriot Day. Well, the best roughies in race 2, number 7, Van Zetta. Race 2, number 7, Van Zetta, trained by Shane Clark. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back ahead of our next meeting here in Darwin in a fortnight. That's the 25th of May. Until then, good luck and good punting.